Hi, I'm Ben Kai, and it's that time of year again when temperatures drop colder than the frozen wastelands of Hoth. It's also the time to reminisce our year of gaming to find out who's the bestest game of them all. For me, it was the year that I finally got good at platformers, got introduced to an awesome classic JRPG series. And unless you've been hiding under a rock this year, it was also the year of Clair Obscur. It took the world by storm, with the most awards ever given to a game in a single year. So naturally, I played it. And putain de merde, is it good? Sacre bleu! Yeah, hands down, that is not only my game of the year, but my favorite GOG release of 2025. But not all of this year was particularly good, because this was also the year where I had the biggest scare of my life, and it wasn't from a video game. It was when my dad had to be rushed to the hospital. I felt almost as if time stopped for me in that moment, and I was about to lose not only my dad, but my best friend. For the next few days while he was in that hospital, it was the biggest feeling of dread that had ever come over me. I felt that at any moment he could have died, and I don't know. I didn't even want to think of that possibility. And I never would have to, because he did manage to recover good enough to leave that hospital and come home to finish recuperating. I decided to pause my YouTube channel in late November to help out with all the additional work on our farm while my dad was still recovering. I knew that the YouTube algorithm gods were going to smite me for doing this, but to hell with them. My dad is more important to me than anything in this world, so they can just frack off. 2 months later, I can tell you all that my dad has made a full recovery and he's better than ever. Unfortunately for me, my fears about the algorithm did come true, because when I resumed making my videos, my statistics clearly show that YouTube could give two craps about recommending my videos again.
It blows.
So at this point, that is when I decided I would enable memberships, so that folks like you who believe in my channel and my mission to spread the DRM-free message across the interwebs could support me. So if anybody watching this would like to help out the channel, you can join up now for the monthly membership program and get early access to all my videos before they premiere to the public. Or you can always leave a super thanks in the comments with whatever amount that you feel like. But I understand if you don't wish to donate. That's fine too. There are other ways to help out. You know, like subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and now hyping. Whatever the heck that is. The only hype I know is that Ocarina of Time knockoff from many decades ago. It's actually a pretty solid game. Anyway, enough pimping out my channel. Y'all are here to find out what your fellow Goglinites rated the best games of 2025. Well, to help out with that this year, I have a brand new tool at my disposal that you too can use for free. And it is called GameSiv.com, created by another fellow Goglinite by the name of GOG Trial 34987. This here is a powerful search tool for GOG Games, and is one of the best ways to find new games released there, as well as a nifty price tracking feature to know when you're getting the best deal on your game purchase. There are tons of filters to choose from to narrow down your searches, as well as exclusion tags to filter out some of those results that you may not want to see, like the not safe for work content.
Ooh la la!
Yeah, that stuff, that's on by default, just so you all know. Or for filter out those godforsaken cat games. Frack you, Milo! I still resent that you made the top 30 last year. But this tool is also extremely helpful for finding all the games that GOG released this year. And for the year of 2025, we've got 498 DRM-free games. That's a mighty big number to go through. So let's apply a few filters to get that number down lower to see only the best of the best released. So first is to show only released games. And that means we're excluding any of that early access stuff. Plus, we are going to exclude the nudie games.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
Sorry guys, but kids watch this channel too. Gotta keep it clean. Then we are going to show only games that got 100 ratings or more. Plus, 25 of those ratings coming from verified purchasers of the game. And the point of this is so that something that only has like a few reviews doesn't hijack the top spot. Sorry, Unreal World, but you're just too niche for this list. More people should have voted for you. So after applying all these filters, we get exactly 33 results. No freaking way. Oh, this cannot be a coincidence.
What a coincidence. I was just about to finish thinking of you.
There's a lot of good stuff in the top 33 spot, but there are some noticeable titles missing from this list, some of which that I reviewed this year. So I'd like to start off by giving some honorable mentions to games like Crow Country, a game that harkens back to the old school Resident Evil tank shooters, RoboCop Unfinished Business, the sequel to RoboCop Rogue City, and one of my favorite shoot-em-ups of the year, and The Glitch Fairy. Yes, I know it looks like a girly game, but trust me, it's a good girly game. Now all I've got to do is sort by user rating, and we'll be in business. But first, please take a moment to honor the games that were delisted this year. It may not have been as many as last year's delistings, but they are nonetheless good stuff. Oh, hold on, folks. This one just got relisted a few days ago. Carry on. Wonder what the top 33 are going to be. All right, let's kick off this list with number 33 of Ash and Steel. So, this kind of looks like a low-budget Witcher game. I mean, it looks cool enough. Combat, magic, exploration, crafting, so the usual. But how's the story?
Just who do you think you are? Some upstart with no name, no family?
Oh dear. That's some bad voice acting there. What's the reviewers got to say? Came because of gothic vibes. Stayed because of the ambition of this indie dev. They put a lot of work into this game, and it shows. The game is pretty old school and indie, and currently also has some heavy bugs. The devs already had to issue a hotfix and still have some optimizations to do. Could they add a patch for the voice acting too?
Fight until the bitter end. Fight for yourselves.
Well, who am I to argue with Chewy? If he likes it, it's good enough for me. Thanks for the review, Chewy. Number 32 is Northgard. Okay, so we got ourselves a nice little real-time strategy managerial game. Review for the game says, "What the frack? Internet required? Son of a bitch! We about to go roar on this game. The whole point of GOG is to banish out any of that DRM nonsense." Now, wait a minute. This review is from 2022. Sort by newest, please. Oh, okay. False alarm, folks. Looks like they fixed it. PC Gaming Wiki also confirms that too. But I thought this was a 2025 release. How is the review for it in 2022? Oh, it's a re-release with all the DLC content added, but they bundled all the old reviews with it. That makes more sense now. Multiplayer still seems to be borked though, so maybe y'all should fix that too. Number 31 is Blood Refreshed Supply. Caleb lives again.
I live again.
And is ready to rock in this new remaster of Blood with brand new features, upgraded pixel graphics, and new levels, but at a cost of $30. That's highway robbery.
You in trouble now.
This game did get high reviews, but there is also a bump in 1-star reviews as well. So are these folks justified in review bombing it? Yes. Yes, they are. Because Night Dive already had a $10 remaster out called Fresh Supply, but then delisted that and replaced it with this more expensive Refreshed Supply. Why?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Let's get one thing straight. Blood is a great old school boomer shooter, and this remaster fixes a lot of the previous remaster's issues. But this really needed to have been a patch for the older remaster, instead of making everyone re-buy it again. That's just scummy, and I'm not expecting more from Night Dive with all the praise that I give them.
You've got to do better.
As it is, if you already own the older version of Blood, do what this guy suggests and put in a source port for free. You'll get 90% of the improvement at 0% of the cost. And don't bother with those new episodes. Apparently, they're not even finished making them all yet. Well, the first 3 entries didn't look so good. Thinking I should have applied the filter for 4 stars or higher. So anyway, here we go with number 30, Golf with Your Friends.
What is golf with your friends?
A golf game that you play with your friends? Isn't it obvious?
Yes, but it's also so much more.
So clearly this is a multiplayer-focused golf game from Team 17, the same guys that worked on the Great Worms series. People seem to like it, so what's the most helpful? Oh, for crying out loud. What's wrong with this game now? Missing the level editor. Yep, says so right here. And can't play multiplayer unless you play it from GOG Galaxy. Well, isn't that the whole point of golf with your friends, is to play with your friends? Couldn't even be bothered to add a LAN feature for the offline installers. Yeah, should have applied that high star filter. Just move on to 29 already. 29 is The Sinking City, remastered. So is there anything wrong with this game? Good narrative game with mediocre ending. I'll take it. This game is mostly great, especially in the beginning. You got scared on things lurking around, your character's weak, and monsters are dangerous. But after a while, combat gets easy and just a mechanic. Ending is like pushing a button. Make a choice, and you get a cinematic conclusion. Felt underwhelming to me. Besides the ending and the mid-game feeling a bit boring, it's great. Well, it looks good enough for me. I'd say we're finally starting to get some good games on the list. And apparently this remaster comes with the original one as well. And any owners of the original got this upgrade for free. You see, Night Dive? This is how you treat your customers, so that they leave you glowing 5-star reviews. Now that things are starting to look up, can't wait to see what number 28 is. And it's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This game was another huge contender for Game of the Year for a lot of people. I unfortunately did not have the opportunity to play this game, but my good friend, Pixel Supernova, did, and he left it a glowing review. Here's a short excerpt from his review video about it.
I'm making this video because I love this game.
There you have it, folks, right from the mouth of the dude himself. If you want to hear more from Mr. Pixel's take on his game, I'll have a link to his video in the description below. Number 27 is Sudeki. This game is an action RPG that was originally on the Xbox, but when it got ported to PC, it was a disaster due to the atrocious DRM implemented. Now that it's on GOG, the PC version is a breeze to install and play. Interesting to note is that this game was originally released on GOG in 2014, but got delisted in 2020 for who knows what reasons. Thanks to the good folks at GOG, they found a way to bring it back here for the good year of 2025. Great job, guys. Glad to have this classic back. For 26, we have Foundation, another city builder. Yeah, I don't have much to say about city builders. That's not my jam. So let's see what other reviewers have to say. Shows promise. Uh-oh, only 3 out of 5. That's not a good sign. Well, hold on, this is for the early access version. Gonna just click over here, after release reviews, and nope, still 3 out of 5 score. But this guy gave it a 4, so someone liked it. Now, number 25 is a game we all know, but can't hardly run on any computer. Say it with me, everyone. Can it run? Crisis Remastered.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Do you like maximum graphics? Well, of course I do. But can you run maximum graphics? No. That's alright, because you can still play this game at minimum graphics. And DRM-Free too. But it's not just the first game, because Crytek got all 3 Crysis games fully remastered onto GOG. But we only talk about the first one because, let's face it, that's the best one. For number 24, we've got a really special one here called Cold Fear. It's a little-known cult classic Resident Evil style game from 2005. GOG went out of their way to get this baby running on modern systems, but they did more than just getting it to run. No sir, they enhanced this baby with full widescreen support with resolutions up to 4K. This feels more than just a old classic that works. It's more like a remaster with all the effort GOG put into it.
There was a number of issues, but we mainly focused on getting players a way to play the game in panoramic 60:9 screen and getting the game to support modern-day controllers.
Y'all sure did. Thanks a bunch, guys.
And we will continue to support it to make sure it stays that way. See ya.
Numbers 23 and 22 are a back-to-back double feature with Shadow and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Holy grails! The Tomb Raider reboots have finally made it here, DRM-Free. These are both solid adventure games, and GOG once again went out of their way to make features that were online only for the Steam version, available offline in the GOG one. That is incredible. The one caveat here is that they weren't able to bring over the co-op modes from both games. That's sad news, but on the other hand, that just means you'll have more fun playing with Laura's guns all by yourself. Die, chickens, die! Know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Number 21 is a Dead Space clone called Chronos, The New Dawn. Oh, sorry, I meant a Resident Evil clone. Sorry, Wolfenstein. Anyway, this looks like a really cool one that I missed somehow. It's a space survival horror game with a time travel twist. And what our reviewer here means by it being more like Resident Evil over Dead Space is that there is a heavy emphasis on item management. Dead Space is a fast-paced game with a how do you say that? Labyrinthine?
Labyrinthine.
Dead Space is a fast-paced game with labyrinthine maps that shower you with ammo and health items. Here in Chronos, inventory management is front and center, similarly to how it used to be back in the old days with the classic Resident Evil titles. It's a nice game, but I really wish people would stop saying, "It's like Dead Space," because it is not like that game at all. Beyond a similar looking armor and walking animation, there's nothing these two titles share. Noted. I'll be sure to remember that when I recommend this game to horror game enthusiasts.
What happened here?
Oh, y'all hear that? It's time for the lightning round. We're flying through these next ones with number 20 and Old Skies, a point-and-clicker time travel adventure game where you play as a time travel concierge for the rich. It's your job to make your clients happy while also not erasing everyone from existence. If you die, no worries. You can try again. It is a time travel game after all. Number 19 is Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, a first-person open-world RPG that blurs the line between Elder Scrolls and Dark Souls. Elder Souls, perhaps? Or maybe Dark Scrolls? Either way, it'll scratch that itch for either game you're craving. Number 18 is Silent Hill F, that new scary Silent Hill game that I'm still trying to figure out what the F stands for. Fun, perhaps? Flowers? Nope, I'm going with Fracked Up. Let's get out of here, man. 17 is The Alters, another big contender for Game of the Year. A sci-fi survival game with a unique twist. You're the lone survivor of a crashed ship on a hostile planet. To survive, you must make clones of yourself by altering past choices, which result in an altered clone with different skill sets than the original dude. Super freaky. Coming up on 16, we got The Slormancer, a 2D action RPG dungeon crawler. Play as one of the 3 classic hero archetypes. You know the ones: Fighter, Major, Rogue, and descend into one procedurally generated bullet hell encounter after another to collect all that shiny loot. And eventually fight the Slaughtermancer whenever you get around to it. 15 is Croc, Legend of the Gobbos, the cutest crocodile that you'll ever meet. Remastered in HD for the first time. GOG even included the original game too. But the greatest part of this remaster is the removal of tank controls. Best remaster of all time! 14, we're back in the foggiest town in the world with Silent Hill 2 Remade. Somehow the Resident Evil guy doesn't sound right for Silent Hill. Ah well, GOG is really triple firing them off this year with all the A's in their arsenal. Go RE4 mode and start blasting the scary residents of Silent Hill away in glorious HD.
Don't leave me alone again.
And you can do it all without any of that blasted DRM to get in the way. But we got another AAA shot to blast off with number 13 and... Okay, stop. Cut it. I don't need Lucasfilm claiming this whole video for using 5 seconds of their tune. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle finally makes his way DRM-free to the GOG store. Shoot, whip, punch, and throw things as the Great Indy Jones. And I guess puzzle solve too. Yeah, there's that. You know, I truly did not expect GOG to sign an infernal pact with the Microsoft Xbox lords. But I'm glad that they did. This only brings me hope for Doom Eternal to finally show up on GOG.
Good luck, Indy.
What say you, Jed?
Jed here, yours truly. And while Doom Eternal may not be on GOG...
Yet?
Don't give me hope.
12 is gonna be a controversial one. It's System Shock 2.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Night Dive's $30 remaster edition.
I gotta sit down.
Look, I get it. Night Dive really has left a bad taste in my mouth with their handling of their second Blood remaster. And System Shock pretty much did the same thing. They delisted the original and forced everyone to play this more expensive remaster, which is just the original game with a bunch of free mods added on top. But instead of letting you decide to use those mods for yourself, they're charging you a fee for basically having them do it for you. Is it convenient? Yes. But could this have been a one-click mod? Also yes. But I can't deny that System Shock 2 is still one of the greatest immersive sims of all time, no matter how it's packaged. And despite them delisting the original, the remaster still includes it, even if you don't care for the modded up edition. But they did manage to get online multiplayer working, so you can play this one with your bro. That is if it don't crash on you first. Number 11 is... another Night Dive remaster.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Wait! This is one of the good ones, because they gave this one to everyone for free who already owned it.
I dropped my hot pocket.
And that would be Heretic plus Hexen. It's like Doom if the Marine was a wizard. And this new remaster also comes with brand new episodes created in collaboration with id Software and Night Dive, called Heretic Faith Renewed and Hexen Vestiges of Grandeur. Okay, Night Dive, that's a start, but y'all got a ways to go before you're fully redeemed in my eyes.
Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough!
We made it to the top 10, folks. This is it. We're approaching some really great games now. So, what do we have for number 10? Venba. What is that? Trailer, please. It's a artsy game. Cooking, maybe? Where's the description? Venba is a narrative cooking game. Aha! So it is about cooking. Play as Venba, a South Indian immigrant mother, connecting with her son through the language of food. It is a short and sweet cinematic experience that you can enjoy in a 1 to 2 hour sitting. And it is an artsy game. Is this another instance of the Milo the Cat incident from last year? Cook and learn authentic dishes from regional South Indian cuisine. Once you've cooked them in-game, try cooking them in real life with a brand new in-game cookbook. Well, that's neat at least. The most I ever got from Milo was a stupid cat dance.
I want it. It's everything.
So does this mean number 9 is going to be more games like Venba? Nope. We're back in the gaming greatness with Warhammer 40K Dawn of War. One of the greatest RTS games of all time. But I have a question. Why are there 2 Dawn of Wars? Anniversary and Definitive. It is very confusing. Upon checking, it looks like Anniversary is the older version of the game with all the content, but sadly, looks like they removed the LAN option for multiplayer. That really sucks. So does this spiffy HD Definitive Edition put the LAN back in? No, it does not. Just online multiplayer, which everyone knows can get shut down at a moment's notice. Seriously guys, if you care about preserving the game, you should put the LAN back into this classic so that you're not only preserving the single player, but also the multiplayer as well. As it is, the only way to get Dawn of War LAN working is if you have the original discs or can somehow find a patch file out there on the internet that patches the old game back to before they removed the LAN. You won't get any of the new visuals from the remaster, but at least you can still game with your bros. That's 2 blows in a row for me for the top 10. So is 8 gonna continue this trend?
Resident Evil.
That's a good one. So last year, we had the classic RE trilogy released on GOG. But for this year, we get the remake of the first game that I played a long time ago on the GameCube. And it was pretty stunning at the time for that old console. But with this remaster of the remake for PC, it looks even more stunning. The best remake, arguably the best remake ever, improved upon the original in every way. Better visuals while retaining the art style, better controls, and sound. The safe room theme is the best version of them all. So glad to see it on the GOG preservation program. Thank you. Couldn't agree with you more, Larry Scruff. Glad to finally have the superior version of the first Resident Evil on GOG. Number 7 is gonna be The Drifter. This is another game that I haven't heard anything about, yet it appears to have tons of high ratings. Let's have a look at the trailer. Whoa! This actually looks pretty cool. This game appears to be like a high-octane version of a point-and-click adventure game with decent animation and a compelling narrative. The developers have this to say about it. The Drifter is our take on a classic 2D point-and-click adventure. With the break lines cut, the focus is on fast-paced storytelling, with puzzle solving being the glue that ties it together. Mix a practical guide, and so puzzles are down to earth too, designed to be unobtrusive and give an investigative feel. So no moon logic. Okay, I like that. Sounds good to me. Glad to have it on the list. For number 6, we have... Why isn't this ranked higher? 6th place? What? That's cold! Okay, so jokes aside, I really do think Clair Obscur is my favorite game of the year, as you can see in my videos about it on my channel. I've talked this game to death already, but if I had to guess what held it back from GOTY goldness, it was probably those Gestrel beach sections. If you've played the game, then you know what I mean. But regardless of that, I'm interested to know what the top 5 are that could have possibly been better than this. Yeah, that'll do it. Sometimes I forget that GOG gets games from across all time periods, and the 2016 edition of Doom is one of those examples. Finally, Doom has BFG'd the DRM out of here, and is now preserved on GOG. There isn't an FPS out there that tops this game. It is, hands down, the greatest shooter of all time. So yes, this does top Clair Obscur. And look, I even wrote my own review. The doomest doom of all doom. It's Doom on GOG. DRM-Free. Why are you still reading? Go buy it, rip and tear, and have a good time. Thank you myself. I most certainly will. Big Man number 4 is a 2-game-in-1 package called Dino Crisis 1 and 2. Do you like Resident Evil and Jurassic Park? Well, here's 2 games that combine both. Dino 1 is closer to the RE formula of exploration and item management. But Dino 2 takes the approach of, here's a shotgun with infinite reptiles to kill. Have fun! Both games have been added to the GOG preservation program with a bevy of additional fixes to make sure these games will never go extinct. That's reserved for the dinos, waiting to be shotgun blasted back to the Cretaceous period. Number 3 is another Capcom classic, Breath of Fire 4. A turn-based JRPG from the PlayStation 1 era finally gets its PC port added to the GOG library, thanks to folks like you that voted for it on the Dream List. 23,038 fellow Gogledites to be exact. This game also gets the GOG preservation treatment, with features that include full Windows 10 and 11 support, both English and Japanese localizations, new rendering options, and an improved audio engine that restores missing environmental sounds and audio configuration. Austin SV on his YouTube channel compared the PS1 look with this GOG PC release, and I gotta say, it's looking really nice. So if you like turn-based RPGs like Clair Obscur, go check out this classic game, DRM-Free on GOG, and see where the French got their inspiration from. We've got 2 games left for the top of the top list. So what's going to be taking silver medal place? Hollow Knight, Silksong. Another huge contender for Game of the Year made it on this list, with probably the most reviews I've ever seen written for a game within a single year. This Metroidvania-style game got a lot of talk this year for how hard it was, but also with how fun it was too, as described by our most helpful verified reviewer. The hype was actually deserved. It is stable, beautiful, plays well, and controls are intuitive. No bugs. Pun intended. It is as smooth as butter. It is exactly what the sequel to Hollow Knight needed to be. It can be easy to fall victim to the ridiculous expectations placed upon this game, but after 7 years, Team Cherry doesn't disappoint. And the fact that they put this day one DRM-free is just a cherry on top of this delicious moss-covered cake. Play this game. The music is phenomenal, the art is once again incredible. This game is charming, it is hard, and it is, as kids say, a vibe. Excellent review, Trash Lipo. Lots of folks seem to be really vibing with this game. Even the Steam folks love it. They voted that game Best of the Year on their platform, but there's still one more spot to take for the best game on GOG. And it is a game that you cannot buy on Steam. It is exclusive to GOG only. And for the number one spot, that game's name is Warhammer Dark Omen.
I was not expecting that, were you?
So, I have a bit of a confession here. I've never really gotten into Warhammer. Look, I've played Warhammer 40k Dawn of War, but outside of that, I know nothing of this universe. I mean, at least the 40k stuff was futuristic. It had that going for it. This game appears set in medieval times in a more uninteresting time period and, please don't shoot me with your laser beam eyes, Mr. Superman. I know Warhammer is your jam.
That is my jam.
So I will try and see why this game is regarded so highly. Just for you, Geralt. Okay, so you play as Commander Morgan Bernhardt, leader of the Grudgebringer Mercenary Army. You command this army in a traditional RTS format with 2D sprites on top of a 3D battleground. War machines, wizards, archers, and monsters are some of the units you have at your disposal to face off against the most feared of opponents.
The Walking Dead. Ah, the cursed ones.
Yes, I agree. That show seriously needs to be put down already. Along the way, you'll pick up some hero units to help turn the tide of battle.
The moment I approached the book, it bit me most ferociously.
Turns out that this was originally a PS1 game. Imagine that! A real-time strategy game on a console, played with a controller?
It's unthinkable.
Thank goodness we have this PC port so that we have proper mouse and keyboard support. But I'm still not seeing why it's so beloved.
You're going into hell, Bernhardt!
I was born there. And call me Commander.
Okay, now I get it. With one-laners like that, I just know this is going to be a good game. So congrats Warhammer Dark Omen for taking the top gold spot for the best GOG game of the year. And I promise Wolverine that I will play more Warhammer. Deadpool, on the other hand, has never even heard of it. And that is a wrap for the GOG GOTYs for 2025. If you don't agree with the list, then you only have yourselves to blame. Make sure your game takes top spot for next year by rating it 5 stars and leaving it a glowing review. But if you still want to voice your opinion for this year, then you can head over to the GOG forums and vote in Alexim's poll for which games you liked this year. I'll leave a link in the description for easy access to that thread. And while you're there, why not head over to the GOG Dream List and vote for some games that you'd like to see show up DRM-free on GOG. If this year is proof of anything, then it's that letting your voice be heard can actually make dreams come true. I know I've been voting for years for any Final Fantasy game to come to GOG. I know eventually it's just gonna... No fracking way!
And this is when the fanfare starts.
Those crazy coconuts actually did it! They got Final Fantasy games! And not only that, they got my absolute favorite, Final Fantasy VIII!
It was perfect.
I am so ecstatic over the freaking moon right now, I could kiss you!
That doesn't make sense.
But instead, you could just take my money. And you can have my money too, Gunho, if you follow suit and release the Trails in the Sky remakes on GOG. Make the dream a reality. Square already did.
This is extortion.
Yes, it is.